Hello, superheroes and supervillains. It's your friend Sean PVS 101. Welcome back to another new movie review on my channel. And today's new movie review Today, I'm going to review on The Suicide Squad. Yes. Today's movie review on my channel I'm going to review is The Suicide Squad. This movie was directed by James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. This movie was directed by James Gunn. This movie was released in 2021, both in theaters and on HBO Max. And this movie stars Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, John Cena as Peacemaker, and Sylvester Stallone as King Shark, and more. And so the plot for The Suicide Squad, basically this movie is like a retelling of the first Suicide Squad, but done better. And so the plot for this movie, this basically is a retelling, like remake of the 2016 movie. In this movie, Amanda Waller is taking on the Suicide Squad on a mission, like Peacemaker, Harley Quinn, King Shark, Bloodsport, and more, go on a mission to stop an evil project force called Project Starfish in the country called Colombia. And now it's up with the anti-heroes had to stop the Colombians' Project Starfish from taking over the world. That's the plot for this movie. So, after I watched this movie, what's my opinion on The Suicide Squad? In my personal opinion on The Suicide Squad, after I watched this movie, I loved it. Guys, this is by far the best DCEU movie so far, because I am not a big fan of the DC Extended Universe. They're kinda hit or miss. Like, Man of Steel was not right now. I don't care about Man of Steel. It's not awful. It's alright and decent. I freaking hate Batman vs Superman. I hate BVS. Don't care about Justice League. I haven't seen it. And I hate the original Suicide Squad movie. I freaking now hate the 2016 movie with a passion. That is the worst movie of the DCU so far. So yeah, after I watch James Gunn's version of the Suicide Squad, what's my opinion on this movie? After I get rid of the god-awful David Ayer version in my head, now I really care about the James Gunn version. Why? Because this is the real Suicide Squad movie, what the 2016 version wasn't. Because the Suicide Squad was an amazing comic book movie. I have a blast watching the Suicide Squad because this movie is action-packed, violent, intense, funny, hilarious. This is by far the funniest DC movie so far, and the funniest DC extended movie so far, because this movie is so amazing and funny. I really love the Suicide Squad, because why I love about the Suicide Squad a lot, because this movie focused on the core of the Suicide Squad comic. Unlike the 2016 version, that other one failed. It doesn't focus on the core of the comics. It's just there to make it into a poorly music video. But for this one, it doesn't feel like a music video, in my opinion. It tried to focus on a comic book movie style, and trying to focus on the tone and core of the based off of DC comics. So yeah, are there any negatives? Honestly, for a DCU movie, no. I freaking love the Suicide Squad. So yeah, let's get into the positives. Well, there's some tiny negatives I'll get to later, but still, let's get into the positives first. So the story and writing for this movie, I love the story and the writing for this movie. I think it's a very well written movie from James Gunn and the DC Extended Universe. I really love the story. It's taken to a new direction. It's not gonna be like a bland, boring, dark DCU movie we've seen a couple times before. But this one trying to be more action-packed, funny, and hilarious, and sometimes heartwarming. Because I really love this movie. It's the storytelling. This time is basically this whole movie is basically a retelling of the 2016 movie, but done even better this time. I really love the Suicide Squad mission is finally going on a real project mission, taking down a real threat like Starro. That is a better mission. Unlike the 2016 movie when the Suicide Squad characters had to go on a mission to stop a magical threat like Enchantress, that didn't work. But for the Suicide Squad, it focused on fighting a real threat like Starro, which is worked, by the way. Also, I really love James Gunn's storytelling of this movie. James Gunn, who is the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, Sliver, and other films. I'm really happy James Gunn directed this movie yet. The guy who directed a Marvel movie is now directing a DC movie. How awesome is that? I gotta say, James Gunn is by far the best comic book director of all time. Better than Zack Snyder, in my opinion. Ooh, suck on that, Snyder. So yeah, also, I love the story. It could have been action-packed, violent, funny, hilarious, and heartwarming so far. Also, let's talk about the visual effects. I love the visual effects. The visual effects and production value was excellent. I love the visual effects. I love the character designs. The costume designs are amazing. They try to fit to the comic book counterpart. I love the costume designs. I really love the looks of the characters. They feel like their comic book counterparts, including Bloodsport, Polka Dot Man, Peacemaker, and Harley Quinn this time. Harley Quinn's look in this movie is by far the best look of Harley Quinn so far. I love her black and red look than the pink and blue one, in my opinion. I prefer Harley Quinn's awesome gothic look, and especially her beautiful red dress, in my opinion. Kind of give me vibes of Scarlet Overkill's red dress from the movie Minions. Also, I really love some of the awesome costume designs. I love the visual effects on King Shark. It looks awesome and badass. Also, I love the backgrounds, areas when the characters are going into, like the jungle. The jungle-ness was awesome. I really love the jungle area when the characters go into. I really love the Colombian area place. I really love the scientist lab from Project Starfish. I really love the areas when the characters go into, unlike the areas in the original movie which take place in a city, which is unoriginal, but for the Suicide Squad, they go into new areas when the movie have never been before. So yeah, I love the production values. I love the character designs. The production value was awesome. I mean, trying to feel like they try to be like the comic book counterparts. I really love the areas, the new areas going to. I love everything about it. So yeah, let's talk about the characters. Let's talk about the characters. I love every single character. I think the characters in this version is 100% better than the 2016 version. So yeah, let's talk about some of the characters, like Harley Quinn in this movie. I really love Harley Quinn in this movie because this is by far the best version of Harley Quinn so far, because I love her in this movie a lot, because I really love her in this movie because Margot Robbie stole the show. This is the best Margot Robbie one yet. Also, I love the new hero. I love the new anti-heroes. I love Bloodsport. I love Polka Dot Man. I really love Peacemaker, played by John Cena. Peacemaker is so badass and funny. And also, especially King Shark. Oh my god, King Shark is my favorite new character of the whole movie so far, along with Harley Quinn. Hand, bird, Peacemaker. That's my expression on this character, because I'm so good at voice acting. So yeah, I love all the new anti-heroes. Peacemaker is funny. I love Peacemaker because I love his funny jokes by John Cena. I won't cuss, but it is funny. Also, I love Bloodsport, played by the actor who voiced Chief Buggo from Zootopia. I love Bloodsport. He's better than Deadshot, played by Will Smith. Also, I really love Bloodsport's funny jokes when he's afraid of rats from that rat character. Forgot her name. I love Bloodsport's fear of humor. Also, really love Bloodsport's funniest jokes of the movie. Upload! See what it is? It's your mom! Man, I love that joke. Also, Polka Dot Man. I love Polka Dot Man. Polka Dot Man, I love him so much. He is so nervous and funny. I love his superpowers of polka dots. And I love him as a character a lot. I feel bad for him when he is a bit nervous about his mom trying to be a superhero instead of a supervillain. Yeah, he can't stand to look at his mom. Kind of like Kristen Wiig and Chandler. Ooh. So yeah, I love Polka Dot Man. So yeah, I love all the characters, including the older ones and especially the newer ones. Also, we have the side characters like Amanda Waller in this movie. She was a lot more unlikable than the 2016 version, but in a good way. Love her actor. I love her acting. I love the funny nerdy character. He is funny. Also, the other characters are great. Let's talk about the villain, Starro. Wow, easily the best DCEU villain. I freaking love Starro as a villain. He is a lot more threatening, and when the Suicide Squad had to fight in, better than god-awful Enchantress, my opinion. So yeah, screw Enchantress in the ass. But Starro is the best DCEU villain ever. God love Starro. So yeah, we done talk about the story, characters, visuals, and characters. Let's talk about the humor. Oh my god, the humor is funny as heck. This is by far the funniest humor of a DC movie so far. I freaking love the humor because James Gunn is so good at making humor. I love all the jokes, especially with Peacemaker. I love the joke when Bloodsport was talking to Pablo. It's your mom! Love that joke, and also I love every joke. There's nothing to cringe, but this is by far the best R-rated jokes in a movie ever. So yeah, overall, no negatives. I love the Suicide Squad. Easily the best DCU movie with great writing, lovable characters, amazing visuals, and an awesome soundtrack. This is by far the best DCU soundtrack ever, and the best soundtrack ever for a DC film. Overall, no negatives. I give this movie a 10 out of 10. It gets a totally wicked score. It is the best DCU movie ever. Better than the awful 2016 version. So yeah, well, that's my video. Subscribe to my channel. Comment down below what's your opinion on this movie. Did you love it or hate it? And stay tuned for more next reviews and get totally wicked!